In brief, he has declined his nomination as our ambassador nominee to Accra, Ghana.
I, Kenneth Milimo Nganga, do swear that the information I shall give before this Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations on the matter under its consideration shall be the truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Proceed and verify his documents. This process, Mr. Nganga, is procedural and constitutional. Article 124A of the Constitution provides that when a House of Parliament considers any appointment for which its approval is required under the Constitution or an Act of Parliament, the appointment shall be considered by a committee of the relevant House. The Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations is established pursuant to Article 1241 of the Constitution and the National Assembly Standing Order 216. The National Assembly Standing Order 216 spells out the mandate of the Departmental Committee, which includes to vet and report all appointments where the Constitution or any law requires the National Assembly to approve. Further, the second schedule of the standing orders allocate the committee, among others, to oversight, foreign relations, diplomatic and consular service, and international relations. The purpose of this vetting is to ascertain your suitability, Mr. Kenneth Nganga, Nganga, to discharge the responsibility of an ambassador. Very briefly, Mr. Kenneth Milimo Nganga, can we know who you are, brief history of yourself, your professional and academic qualifications?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Kenneth Milimo Nganga. I am 55 years old, born and bred in Western part of Kenya. Therefore, I'm a Kenyan nationality. Mr. Chairman, I come from a family of 15 siblings. I am married with children. I'm a career teacher, but before the President nominated me, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Dr. William Ruto, nominated me for consideration of this committee to be an ambassador in Abu Dhabi. I was working with the Kenya National Union of Teachers as the Executive Secretary, Bungoma South, and also member of the National Executive Council. Briefly, that's who I am, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. That is brief in the strict sense of the word. I'll ask you these few questions. Have you complied with the tax obligation to the state? It's KRA clearance certificate.
Yes, sir.
Clearance from the DCI.
Yes, sir.
Clearance from the Office of Registrar of Political Parties.
Precisely.
Clearance from the Higher Education Loans Board.
Yes, sir.
Clearance from the EACC.
Yes, sir.
Have you complied with the clearance from, have you ever been charged in a court of law or convicted?
Not at all.
Have you ever been adversely mentioned in an investigatory or parliamentary report?
Nowhere.
Dual citizenship do you hold?
Kenyan.
What's your financial net worth?
As a teacher, Mr. Chairman, you understand how it is in Kenya, but briefly, I think I'm worth 13 million only, and they are in immovable items. That means I have about 4.5 acres of land, which today, Where I come from, it goes at 1.2 million shillings. I also have a small home that if I sold today, it will go at 3.5. I have an undeveloped plot in town, Bungoma, which if I put it to market value now, it will cost me about 3 million. Then of course, I have a few animals. If I decided to dispense of them, they'll give me something close to 5. Then I have a small car. If I had problems and I wanted to sell it, it will give me about 600,000. Briefly, that's where I am.
What is your net worth?
About 13 million.
Excellent. So I will then allow my colleagues to ask you a few questions, because evidently you've been a teacher, but we are looking for a diplomat.
Yes, sir.
You've equally been a politician.
Yes.
But we are looking for a diplomat.
Things
Do
change,
you qualify to be a diplomat? So I will allow my colleagues to ask you a few questions, Honorable Abdulkadir and then Honorable Kandia. You'll take the 2 questions. You will respond to them. You might want to mute your mic as you take the questions and turn it on when you're responding to the questions.
Okay. Thank you, Chairman. Karibu nominee. My name is Abdulkadir Mohammed, Member of Parliament, Agdera Constituency. The question I have for you is that you have been a teacher all through, and it seems you have never ventured outside Bungoma County. You have never even outside Bungoma County, even nationally. Then what do you don't have experience in diplomacy, experience in any other thing dealing with people? How will you handle this big task of being ambassador to United Arab, to Abu Dhabi, with that kind of experience?
Mr. Chairman.
Hang on. We just take the other questions, so you respond to the 2 of them.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. I want first of all to congratulate the nominee for the job he's been given to be our ambassador in Abu Dhabi, UAE. Number 1, I happen to have been a very serious businessman, international businessman. I have traveled all over the world. I have made money in very many countries, especially Germany, USA, Italy, Japan. And in 2021, I went to UAE for an international exhibition. This is the first time I lost money. What will you do? Because what I found out there, that there is a very serious discrimination from the inhabitants, the Arabs, the foreigners who are there, the Indians, the Pakistanis, tend to discriminate against the Africans. And if you go there as a businessman, you will first of all be told, no, these products you can't import yourself. So I am asking you, since we have gotten that you are a teacher, how will you navigate those issues in UAE? Number 2, I wanted to hear from you. What will you give to our Kenyans who steal our money and go and deposit in UAE? Or even those ones who make genuine money, what will you advise them in order for them to invest that money in Kenya rather than taking to UAE and putting in accounts in UAE?
You may respond, Mr. Milima.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. First of all, I want to put it categorically that I'm not a local. Your Honorable Chair, I have traveled also outside this country. I've been to Uganda, I've been to Rwanda not once, and I've been exposed to many other trade fairs and conferences of teachers, even in Tanzania. Now, on going to UAE as an ambassador, I'll not look like a lame duck, because I know how to communicate, and it would simply mean I look for the right people and the personnel, and I'm already aware that we have the experts, technocrats, who are working in the Kenyan embassy. So they will even guide me. And having worked in civil service for a period of 34 years now, Bwana Chairman, I think I have enough experience to navigate my way in the UAE. Mheshimiwa asked me a question about he lost money during an exhibition. I would advise that before you go to such like exhibitions, you find the true people, like the ambassador or the consul general, and any other technocrat within the Kenyan embassy to be able to guide you so that you don't lose your money. Because if you go it alone, you may not know the nitty-gritty matters affecting you. Then at the end of the day, you lose it out. The Kenyans...
What are you saying, Nabokandi?
To inform the nominee that I used the normal procedure of dealing with the Kenya government. But the Kenya government, the ambassador there, were not even aware of how the businesses are done there. And I was the only one who broke the system there and managed to export the goods to UAE.
I think he's trying to respond, Dr. Bakandi. Please proceed.
Yes, I'm saying, Bwana Chairman, that when you follow the right channels, you could be a Kenyan, yes, of big magnitude with money, but when you get into a foreign country, you need to look at the people who are there, who have the experience of being in that country, so that they expose you to the scenario that there is. In an effort that you had not invited or put to the attention of the ambassador of UAE, then there will be little we can do. But again, we can move as a team of Kenya to make complaints to the UAE for having lost out your money. And finally, Kenyans living in the diaspora, we want to encourage them to come and join us in the development agenda of our country. So we will not wish that those people who make good money in this country stash the money into foreign accounts. We would urge Parliament, through the necessary ministry legal framework, to make sure that all these monies are within the precincts of Kenya for the development of the people of Kenya and the country in general. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Ongare, introduce yourself, and Honorable Kwenya, you will also introduce yourself. But Honorable Ongare, introduce yourself and ask your question.
Thank you, Chair.
And you might also mention to the candidate that you just flew in from UAE.
Actually, thank you, Chair. My name is Martha Wangari. I'm the MP for Gilgil, Nakuru County, and a member of this committee. Apologies for coming in late. As you say, Chair, I've just actually landed from UAE myself in the morning. So I have very serious interest in the responses being given by our nominee for today. And my first question, Chair, is that you see he's already talking like he's already the ambassador, you know, that he is the ambassador. You have to, actually the response to Honorable Kandi, I think needed to have been handled better. But my question is on foreign labor market, because UAE has been a source of opportunities for our country. The President has gone there. The National Chamber of Commerce has gone there, has signed even a memorandum and agreements with the UAE, with the Dubai, specifically Chamber of Commerce, same to Abu Dhabi. What do you think you will do, if approved by Parliament, to change the balance of these foreign workers, specifically the issue of sexual exploitation for women?
Our next nominee was meant to be Mheshimiwa Vincent Kemosi, who was our nominee ambassador to Ghana. Unfortunately, Honorable Kemosi has declined his appointment, and he has written to the Clerk of the National Assembly, and I will read his letter to the Clerk of the National Assembly. He says that I would like to give my appreciation for the invitation to appear before the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on 9th April 2024 at Parliament Buildings. Pursuant to Section 10 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, number 33 of 2011, I wish to inform that I will not appear before the said committee at the time and the venue specified for the approval hearing. This has been occasioned by my personal and compelling family matters, which, after taking into consideration, will not allow me to take up the position of the High Commissioner to Ghana, as nominated by His Excellency, the President, on the 9th March of 2024. Therefore, to save the precious time of this important parliamentary business, and as per the provisions of the Act aforementioned, kindly note and this letter serves as notice not to appear. Once again, I thank you for your invitation. In brief, he has declined his nomination as our ambassador nominee to Accra, Ghana. With that letter, then, it means that we will not be able to transact any other business for this morning, since Mr. Mogaka will not be appearing.